is Jessica, and during high school, I hung out with a group of friends that was more than 5 people, so it was technically considered a clique. In my group of friends, it was both guys and girls, where my best friend was a guy, and we had the typical best friend relationship where you wouldn't see each other without the other, and we were always together and we could relate to a lot of things. I went to a very small high school, so everybody really talked to each other, which could sometimes be a bad thing because everybody knew each other's business and you couldn't really have any secrets to yourself. But at the end, a lot of friendships came out of that, so it was really a good thing. And when I first started dating my boyfriend, his group of friends and my group of friends, we all just came together and we formed this one big group. And so it would not be considered a crowd. We were much closer than a crowd would be considered to be. And there wasn't a lot of labeling in my school, and if there was, it was because people preferred to be labeled. Like, I know some people would be like, oh yeah, I'm emo, so it was just their preference to be called that, but that wouldn't stop us from talking to each other. I would still walk home with completely different people that I would hang around with during lunch or during my weekends, so it was really a good, friendly atmosphere that I went to high school.
So I remember in my high school days, my school, I went to Bishop Montgomery High School, and everyone got along with each other, but there were still like cliques. There was no bad clique like how some people have the goths and stuff like that. So, but there were still cliques, but they all were different and unique in their own way. I remember in my 4 years in high school, I hung out with the Asians. And among that group, there were 3 other girls. Their names were Ivana, Amanda, and Lauren. And we were like close within that group. And we even called each other like the hot sauce sisters and stuff. And we would be close with each other. We would tell each other our problems. But even though we were that close, Ivana, which is one of the girls in the group, she was my best friend, and she was the closest to me. I would tell her my problem first before I told the other 2 girls, and till today I can still do that, and I'm really happy that I have her in my life, and I don't know what I would do without her.
Hello, I'm Michelle, and my high school experience was really interesting because I'm what you call a girl with many hobbies. My freshman year, I literally went to school with people I knew since elementary, kindergarten. So I was very quiet freshman year, but I played golf and basketball, so I was friends with like all the sports cliques out there. And sophomore year, I got really into clubs, so I joined the open mic club, and I was secretary for like 3 years. And I was totally into performing. And senior year, or junior and senior year, I was all about like my academy. I was a part of the SAS, which was School for Advanced Studies, and we were really into just like doing events as well as performing. Like, depending on what time of the year it was, I'd be hanging out with different people every day. So I guess like my friends, they were all like scattered, but throughout the whole 4 years I only had like one best friend, and till now we work together. And we started working together this past summer, and I think balancing that and school is actually a really good way to build responsibility. Yet it's also really hard because sometimes trying to find time to study is really hard, because what I do is that I'm a waitress, so I can't necessarily like study at work. It's a very demanding job, and it's good to have a job while you're working in school because you learn time management, which is what you're going to really need later on in life, and also a good support system, which is your friends and your family, and I'm just lucky to have them both. No matter what I do, some crazy phases I've gone through. I remember I would be totally different from one year to another, I kind of found myself through high school. I don't know. You have to find yourself, and that's what your teen years are for. So, live out your life.
Growing up, I remember friendships. Well, I moved around a lot, so I had a lot of different kinds of friendships. I had close friends in a lot of different cities, and then I had groups, and there was the times that I didn't have groups, that I was the outcast. So I think I grew up and I learned to accept a lot of different types of people, and so I became a person that fit into every different kind of group. All the different social groups, the goths and the preppies and the everything, the smokers, the everything. So I fit into all of those. But then I finally found a place where I did make my close friends, my best friends, who to this day are still my best friends. They're who I actually moved down to Los Angeles with, so they're still my good friends, my best friends. And that's who I actually connect with and tell all my secrets and my fears and everything about me with. As far as relationships, I think because of my mom not being in one, I just kind of never really put too much stock into being in an actual relationship in my teenage years. I had fun, whatever that means, but I never really did a serious relationship while I was a teenager. I just knew it wouldn't last very long. So, as far as pure influence, yeah, I was a party girl in high school and such. Of course, I think that I was definitely probably a bit more influencer than influencing, I guess my friends would say. So, I remember getting very, very drunk at the age of 14, I believe it was, at a party in the middle of the woods, and I sprained an ankle. And I was not allowed to be a cheerleader again after that. So, yeah, what can I say? You find out who you are, definitely, through that point in your life. Hopefully. That's it.